Okay, forks. Same principle as upside down forks as conventional forks. You have dust cap, fork seal, spacers, bushing, everything. It's all the same, no different. There is a slight difference in taking them apart, but fundamentally they're all the internals are the same. So let's get the cap off, get that out, get it all apart, drain the oil, and we'll go through it all. So let's get this cap off here. Now let me bring you up to show you. Okay, basically you're unscrewing the tube from the top. It isn't going to shoot up in the air, you're not going to go through the skylight. So basically all you're doing is just unscrewing the outer. There we go, and that's it. No spring flying up or anything like that. Now what you do need to do is pull this down. There's a nut in there, grab that nut and then you can screw this top off. It is a bit of a ball ache and you do need a spanner ready with 14mm. Right, so let me screw that in. I'll reset all of them anyway. Okay, right, so the difficult part is getting that down to get to that nut, but once you, there we go, that's on it. Then 17mm on the top, crack that top off, there we go, and that will unscrew. Just keep pressure on that because that spring is loaded but not enough to fire up anywhere, so just keep unscrewing. And then it should eventually come off. There we go. That's off. Cap, tube. You can take the rod out as well. I'm going to take it out anyway. You don't have to, but let's drain that oil off. Now, I am going to take the spring out because that does get loaded with oil. So let that sit there. Give it a bit of a plunge, get some of that nasty oil out. Ideally, he's probably left stood upside down for half an hour, drain all the oil out completely, but we will measure the amount anyway. It's not doing a complete strip down, that oil isn't too bad to be honest. Okay, alright, let's prise that dust cap off the end. Without damaging anything. There we go, it's dust cap off. Right, what we have inside here is your clip. Let's pop that clip out. There we go. There's your clip. And your dust seal's in there, your fork seal is in there, some bushing. So what we need to do is basically knock it out. There we go. Right, let's drain that a little bit. Okay, so what you have in here, there's your fork seal, it's your washer, there's a bushing there, and then you've got your bushing on the end here as well. So what we'll do is we'll give that a quick wipe. Okay, so just remember the order you're taking these off in. Right, you can just prise them apart. Oop. There we go, twist it, and then that will pop straight off. This will pull off. Just remember the order you're taking them off. The washer, fork seal, doesn't matter about it going over that sharp edge because it's going in the bin, and then you just cover it, and that's off as well. Inspect your fork tube, give it a wipe. This one doesn't look that bad either, so we'll give it a quick clean. And some Autosol, give that a bit of a polish up, ready for the new seals. You may get a bit of corrosion on the bottom of your forks here. It's not too bad if it's down the bottom there because it's not in the way of your travel, but these are really, really good. So I'll just give that a quick polish. Okay. Yep, they're all good. No dinks or anything in those. Just going to give the base a quick clean. Bit of all oil and grime. Same that side. Okay, so good. All in good condition. Okay, right. We'll start reassembling it. Okay, what I tend to use is the packet that the seals come in, or whatever. I tend to just wrap it around the end, like so. You can use tape because that's quite a sharp edge on there, and you don't want to be putting your fork seal on there because it will rip it and then you're going to get leaks straight away. So I tend to just wrap a bit of plastic round. Okay, get your new dust cover first, bit of red rubber grease, help everything slide on easy. Okay. Slide straight down to the bottom. Now you don't need to put your spring clip on yet because that will slide straight over the forks anyway when you come to put that in. Next one is the oil seal. Again, just help it along with some red rubber grease. You don't need to put loads on there, but it just helps everything slide together. Make sure you're putting it the right way as well. Okay, straight on. There we go. It's going to come off, it needs to be discarded. Right, now you need your washer, a bit of clean up. Okay, so the washer's on next. Then you need this one, and then that one. So give them a bit of a clean, make sure everything's okay, not worn, chipped, or they are all in good condition. So put that one back on first, and then this one, which will just slip back over there and into that slot. There we go. Make sure it moves freely. That's all good. Okay. Right, I'll give this a bit of a clean. Okay, and just inspect it for any damages. So where your clip goes in, make sure that's all clean. Remember your new seals are going in here, so check for any chips, scrapes, or any marks that's going to damage your new seal, but they're all good. Just give it a bit of a good clean. Alright, there we go. That's all good. Right, so what you need next is to slide this on. Okay, now that bush goes in there, and what you need to do is seat that bushing inside your tube. So get yourself one of these tools, and this will drive it in, and then it will also drive your seals in as well. So let's pop that around, make sure it's all going to sit in there right. Okay, now these can be finger trappers, but they're great at doing this. Right, okay, so lift your forks up. You need to drive that bushing in there, so make sure it's all sat there. A good tap. And you'll feel it stop. It'll only go so far. Let's take them off. Right. And now that is seated in there. Don't lose that. Okay, now we need to get the oil seal inside. So, same principle again. That washer in there. Pull your oil seal down. And that's just going to slide in there a little bit. Okay. And then you just need to drive that home. So make sure these are adjustable for different size fork legs, so you can adjust the screws to make it sit right on there. Okay, put these on. Okay, and right, need to be up. And check if it's seated correctly, ready for your clip. Yep, that's in. I'm off. Okay. Now, ordinarily you'd put a new clip in like this, but these are the wrong size, so I'm going to have to go back with the originals for the time being. So make sure that's clean, and then that just slips back over, and you pop that into the groove. You can do this by hand to start with, and then just clip that in. You'll hear it clip in. There you go. and that's seated in there nicely. So that's all done. Let's just pop the dust cap in there. That should just push in by hand. There we go. Right, now we need to fill it up with oil. Okay, start pouring the oil in. Now this will fill it up. Half of this jug will fill it up at the minute, because you need to work the dampener and get the air out of the system. So we'll put half in when I can start to see. There we go. Right, that's near the top. So we'll work that dampener and you'll feel it go stiff. Once that oil starts working its way in there, you'll hear it gurgling. Okay, like that. You'll see the air bubbles working their way out, so keep that dampener going. Okay, now you can pour some more oil in. Should be able to take all of this now. Oh, nearly. So we'll keep working that dampener. That oil level will go down. It can take a long time to get the air out of the system, so it could be a few hours, but it'll eventually come out. Okay, let's some more, the rest of that in. Right, I'll give it a quick measure, work it a bit more, and then we'll start putting the rest back together. Okay, let's get the spring back in and then start putting everything back how it should be. So, some forks, there's a top and a bottom. These, it doesn't matter with these ones. So we'll slide that in there. Okay. Rod up. Right. Now we need to start putting it back together. So let's get the rod in there. Alright, and that. Okay. Now, this is where it does get a bit leery, because you do need to push that spring down whilst trying to screw that cap back on. Now, don't lose it. Okay, right, after getting that, sometimes you need to put it in a vise so you can get some leverage down that spring to get that nut back on there. Then basically pop that back in and screw it back up. Once you get to that point, just need to get a spanner on it. Just to hold it until she gets on there. Okay. Now there will be some rubber grease coming out of those. But yeah, that's good. That's just grease on there. Okay. A bit of a spray. Gruffed out of there, and then they are ready to go back on the bike, leak free.